So this is the start of the Belgian Grand Prix. Everyone out there is still on their garage. So then we enable these things and we are free to go and see who's going to be the first driver to go out. And we've seen one of the racing points go out, and yeah, it's Yannick, and we see Yannick is a spotlight driver today as he is coming back after 2 races of absence and 1 race of retirement. And he's going to hope to still be able to challenge Kimi for the title. You can see Kimi just behind him. This could be a picture describing the whole championship right there. The 2 championship contenders, Yannick and Kimi. Yannick missing some races. He's now on a quite big disadvantage of 19 points, but anything can happen. And here's James Cruz. Cruz is going to be the first one to complete lap like in Hungary. So for this week we're having more drivers, which is pretty good. So nearly everyone's already going out for a lap, and as the strike is very long, I don't know if there will be space for 4 laps if you go off at one of the goes. The other one, I do not think you can do these 4 runs. I've done a lap there yesterday, done qualifying, done tier 1, and yeah, it was quite tricky indeed because I did invalidate my 2nd run and I could not get a 4th run in to compensate. So you need to really be careful with no kind of cutting. And here's James Cruz, the first one to begin a lap. Will go on board with it now. And the yellow flag's being waved. Don't think that's for anywhere near James Cruz, and then he's going to finish first sector on a 31.5. How about Kimi right behind? Kimi does a 29.9. How about Yannick? Yannick does a 31.3. So Yannick must have done a mistake or something. The yellow flag's against sector 3. That's probably for the drivers backing off, and you see Kimi right here coming around on the 2nd sector now. He's on the 90 degrees left-hander. Does it quite cleanly on the medium tyres, and then round Pujon, 7th gear in that car. I used to do 6th, but that's quite new for him. I don't know if it's gonna pay off, but we'll just keep it going. James gonna finish the last sector. No, he did a mistake in the lap because he's behind Kimi on track now, and he began the lap before. So then 1:17.5 for Kimi. And for Yannick, oh, we saw a car spun out there. That looked to be one of the Renaults. And yeah, so else Shadow Hunter just after Rouge been spun off. And here's Kimi then rounding off the final 2 corners, the bus stop chicane. And then to the line he goes, already out of VRS deployment. And sprints toward the line at 1:46.1. That is currently the fastest time. James Cruz, where is it going to be? A 1:57.0, but that's invalidated. How about Yannick? He's done a 1:51. Oh, but also his time is also not there, so he could have invalidated. And there's Junior doing a 1:44.3. And then right behind one of Mercedes is Ftrs coming into 2nd. Then the racing point looks to be And Mess goes fastest, 1:44.0. That's the fastest time we have seen today is a pretty good lap indeed. By the racing point, there's now see Riker sprinting out to the line. He's just come out of the bus stop chicane, and to the line he goes, a 1:44.8. He's the fast one, running on the medium tyres. And Riker, Ftrs and Kimi all running on the medium compound tyres. And Steven and Kiski are still in the pits. They have not gone out to do the lap. As you see, one of the Renaults is coming across the front chicane. That's Metrox on the out lap. Then there's one of the Torossos. It is Fragile Dark finishing a lap right now. Can he go at least ahead of Kimi? He rounds off the final corner, and no, he goes behind Kimi in a 1:47.1. The other Renault is about to go into the pits, and then it looks to be Yannick. I don't think he is in a good lap. He must be on an in lap. There's Sandman Ski in the out lap. There's one of the Alphas. That is James Good. Oh, Hybrid Snorlax has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. We're gonna see with him what's happened here. And there are two cars. Oh, Kimi has been disqualified. What happened there? Kimi was apparently going to start a lap or something. And I'm asking you what's happened between it was something between Snorlax and Kimi. Oh dear, that could be a pain for Kimi. But now he is starting on the compound he wants, and Kimi's trying to explain here. He said he was entering the pits, and apparently Giorgio is assuming fault for that. That is quite weird. To see these two drivers go off and be disqualified. And yeah, apparently Giorgio ran into Kimi, and then both went blocking the pit lane, and both are out of qualifying. There's one of the Torossos now sprinted to light. No, there's Fragile Dark coming into the pits. Steven Mess is also disqualified for blocking the pit lane. What's happening? What's happening with all these drivers? And this is one of the weirdest things I've seen in League Races. You see Shadow Hunter doing a spin, he went on the curb and the inside. And the same happened to the Notix on tier 1, and now Yannick is saying he's stuck on his pit box, so wonder what's going on. Now I believe he's been able to go out. So Sam, as I remember, I've only seen one go off in Eau Rouge, but 3 drivers already disqualified in the pit lane. And that's really unfortunate for Mess, because he was P1. Now the Williams are looking on a great position. I'm asking what's happened to Mess. And there's Yannick on the out lap. Steven then as well. Kinkiski finally on the flying lap. 1:17.0. Oh, and he goes really wide at Stavelode. And that is crazy, because Mess is saying he had low fuel mode on and the pit lane was glitched, so he was going slowly, and that's quite normal to see. So I don't know why, as the game gave him a penalty. And yeah, he went into the pit and suddenly he was standing still, according to him. Not everyone has completed their flying laps. Look, there's one of the Renaults coming across the line now. There's some med trucks into the pits. Then one of the Ferraris. Steven's going to finish his flying lap right now. And I assume that's not his best time. That's a 1:52.1. Quite a shame for most of these drivers. There's Yannick on his out lap now, going to begin the flying lap. The two Williams on a flying lap as well. There's Manolo Tunes. Into the pits he goes. Shadow Hunter finishing a lap. This is amazing. I've never seen this before. That is 3 drivers disqualified for blocking the pit lane. As you see Shadow Hunter go 4th. And his next cross line is going to be Ftrs. Ftrs is in a good lap. And a very good one on the softs. He's on a 15.9. He's improving 6/10. And that's exactly what he needs to beat Junior right now. Because he is around 6-7 tenths behind him, and he can improve on the final sector as his other lap was in the medium tyres. So if he can just nail the bus stop chicane, he might go into provisional pole there. As round the final 2 corners he goes. First gear, up the speed now towards the line. Is it going to be provisional pole for him? Yes it is, a 1:44.2. He's currently the fastest out on track. Then there's one of the Alphas, James Cruz, beginning a flying lap. And same for Fragile Dark. There's Steven probably going into the pits. No, he's finishing a good lap. Yeah, that's actually not a bad lap for Steven. He goes around the line of 44.6. And then it's Yannick next. He's done a 16.7 through the second sector. And round the final corner he goes. The Williams really close to him. Towards the line, a 1:15.1. Riker he goes fastest, 1:43.8. And Junior goes second at 1:44.1. So the two Williams improving their times, as well as Ftrs, Steven and Yannick. And this is all going to go down to their last runs. Shadow Hunter's going to come into the pit. Sandmanski is on the out lap. Is that King Kiski right behind him? Yes, on the out lap as well. Then the Mercedes of Ftrs coming into the pits. I wonder if the clock is glitched again. So that has more 20 seconds. And there comes King Kiski to begin his flying lap right now. Riker currently on pole position on 1:43.8. That was a very good time around this track. There's King Kiski, 29.8 through the first sector. Not a bad sector for him. And everyone's gonna come into the pits now. King Kiski's finishing his first flying lap. The other one was invalidated. And 1:16.1 through the second sector. King Kiski's doing a very good lap on the softs, medium, sorry, but he's not going to be able to do a lap on the softs. He needs to come in if he wants to do a lap on the softs. And he's not going to come in. He's going to finish the lap on the mediums and go 4th fastest ahead of Steven. The only one yet to complete lap is Manel and Tunis. He is in the softs and coming around. And 159 middle sector, he could be going for possibly top 3. And James Cruz has crashed. He is running in 10th. And here comes Manel and Tunis round the final 2 corners. Can he put that car on the top 3? Or maybe on the front row of the grid? He comes round the line and he goes 4th. 144.5 as well. He's not going to get another lap in. And look, he's joining. We're going to have Sam here joining for the race. He's not going to be able to qualify, so he'll start last, 16th. And there is Ftrs. Manel Martinez has retired. He saw that he cannot get another lap in that time. Kinkiski, don't know if he has enough fuel for another lap. I don't know if he can improve as well. And everyone then on the outlap, and Junior, it's going to be tricky for Junior to finish the outlap. I don't know if the clock is glitched, but apparently everyone has been able to go out, which is very good. And the 2 runners have apparently had a bit of a tussle there on the Rouge, and both have retired. They're not getting another lap in. And here we go then, Ftrs has begun his lap right now. That is his last chance to challenge for pole position, challenge the Williams. Steven running right behind him. We're going to have Ftrs, then Steven, then Fragile Dark, and then Rikery to finish the lap, and then Ionic. So this is the order to finish their flying laps. Here comes Ftrs then, through the first sector. He's going on a 29.8. He's improving by 500s. He's improved by 500s of a second, and he has not invalidated that time yet. So he's still going at it. I don't wonder what time did Steven do, and I can't really see it. There's Ftrs coming around the second sector. What can this lap be from the German? He's just come out of tier 1 and now running on the second tier, his first entrance on this championship, and he is seeming to be in a very good one if he does not outbrake himself into this corner, which is quite normal as the time has run down. And one of the Red Bull Sandman did not make it to the flag, so he will start P10. Wolfbane has joined the session, and Ftrs is improving 0.3 of a second and coming round the final sector. And through Blanchimont, he's going to go now. What can this time be from the Mercedes driver? He's currently the fastest one out there. He's improving 0.3 of that time. If he can get a little bit more time, he may go up to pole position as he goes around the final chicane. Is it going to be pole for Ftrs today? Comes across the line and no, misses out by just a little bit. He misses out on pole. Steven goes 4th fastest. Very good lap on 144.3. Fragile Dark, and he has retired. He's not going to improve on that time. Rikery is also retired, so Rikery is not going to improve on that time. Junior and Ionic are the only ones to beat him. Ionic is on a good lap, could challenge the front runners. Now for the final sector, he needs some magic out here. Coming round the final 2 corners, what lap can he do right here? Coming round the final 2 corners for Yannick. He's having the advantage of a disqualification from his championship rival. And is it going to be pole for him? No, it's P4. It's second row of the grid for Yannick. How about Junior improving 0.2 on that time? Can he challenge his teammate for pole? Comes across the line, and no, it's not pole for him. And it's P3 for Junior. Rikery on pole position for the Belgian Grand Prix. A very good lap from him on 143.8. Ftrs coming very close to him in second. Junior in third. Yannick 4th. Steven in 5th. alongside Manel on the third row of the grid. Kiski and Shadow Hunt on the fourth row. Kiski could only get around the mediums, but he will start on the set of tyres. Fragile Dark and Sandman Ski. Sandman will also start on the medium tyres. James Cruz and Metrox on the sixth row, and then Mez, Kimi and Hybrid Snorlax disqualified from the session. And yeah, I expect the same as you, James. I expect less than 3 DNFs after lap 1, I hope so. And yeah, we're gonna have 16 drivers on the race, which is going to be a record. And yeah, just looking forward for it to be a very good one. Oh, Mika V, he's joined a little too late. He's joined the lobby a little too late, and he's already left the session. And yeah, it's apparently going to be you versus Williams. Lucas. Ftrs splitting out the two Williams, Riker in pole, Ftrs in second, Junior in third. And we're waiting for everyone to choose a strategy. And I'm asking if there is rain at any stage of the race. And yes, it's going to rain. It's going to rain at one stage of the race. Oh, this could make things tricky. So it's going to rain, and it's apparently showing up to be on 6/7 of the race. So, ooh, that's gonna be around lap 15 or something. So when the rain ends, it depends on when it goes, but I would not go into the pits for a change of tyres if it was less than 3 laps or something like that. But this is a long track. It's 7.005 kilometers long. There are many corners and many opportunities to pass. We hope for a great race between all of our drivers. And well, Kimi has said there was rain. Kimi has sent a picture of a little bit of rain on the on his strategy panel. So I don't know if you missed that, or I don't know if the game glitched. So here we go then. 16 drivers. They are going to come across the line now. There's one driver already ahead of everyone out there. That's Wolfbane. Wonder what is Wolfbane doing here? This is the formation lap. This is not the race yet, Wolfbane. Anyways, he's going to come across and stop the grid at the same order he was before. I know he's crashed. Just say that he's crashed on the formation lap. Luckily, there's no damage turned on the formation lap. He's now lining up on the grid. Here they come then. Rikery, Ftrs, Junior. Why is Junior up there? Good question. But here they come then, lining up towards the grid. There's one of the alphas far behind, and that is James Cruz. He maybe did a mistake. So here they come then, lining up on the grid. James is starting 11th, but all eyes are on Kimi starting 14th, and this man coming back from a 3-race no point scoring in 4th position. So this is going to be very, very tricky for the drivers. Across his grid slot comes James Cruz, which means the lights are going to go on shortly. 5 red lights ahead of the drivers. And when are they going to come out? And the lights are out away. We've gone. It looks like Riker got the better jump on Ftrs, but it's a short run down to turn 1. Ftrs goes around the outside of Riker down into turn 1. We see Stephen go wide. He's still in 3rd position, and Riker maintains his lead. Stephen down up into 3rd. Junior in 4th. And Yannick already up to 5th, and all these going side by side with Kinkiski in Eau Rouge. He's into the barriers. He's not out of this race yet, but he's spun off. There's one of the Renaults that's already off as well. And he's stopped right there on the track. He's got a lot of wing damage, and the safety car has been deployed. A collision. Yannick and Kiski just seem to not back off going into Eau Rouge, and they both come together. It's come off worse for the championship contender Yannick. He's gonna have to march his way back up the top, and oh dear, that's gonna be tricky for Yannick. Now the medium runners are probably not going to pit, and they're going to stay out and be up there on the lead, but the soft runners could easily come in, put on the mediums and wait for the rain to come. So this is a very tricky part of this race. Riker is still leading. He got a very good jump on Ftrs. Ftrs tried to go around the outside of him, didn't quite work on the exit, and Stephen got a lightning start, going from 5th up into 3rd already on his first race in the league. Junior in 4th position. Junior got a podium last time round in Hungary, and look at that, we've had no retirements for it, and despite these little trouble there, despite the trouble we've had on the first few corners, no DNFs. As you see, Riker then, is he going to pull into the pits? No, he's not. Ftrs does not. Stephen, no. Not Junior, not Kiski, not Shadowhunters. Norlax comes in. Kimi stays out. Fragile Dark, Sandman's into the pits. Wolfbane and everyone of these last cars are going into the pits. And what has Metrox done? He's got a 3-second penalty for corner cutting. And oh dear, there are some double stacks which are going to make up a very interesting race on the back of the grid. Yannick then, a lot of action on the pits. Yannick needs a front wing change. He's going to come out in last. Oh, Fragile Dark has got a penalty for a collision with Kimi under safety car conditions. As you see Yannick finally finishing his pit stop. Disastrous start for the Racing Point driver. He comes out on last position, but it's not over yet. The 6, oh, he's cut across the white line. Luckily it's a safety car. And yeah, Yannick has put a big risk on his name on the championship fight as well, to not back off on that Eau Rouge incident. He nearly caught it at the time, but then the car just got sent into the wall. There were also some other drivers there on the wall as well. Metrox. Apparently Wolfbane went into a wall. He's had to do a front wing changes, it seems. And is the safety car gonna come in this lap? I've not seen it, and he's not. So we're just gonna get some stats here from the standings. I'll open the standings right now, and oh, was that collision? There was. Yannick has had a collision with Wolfbane. What's happened there? What's happening to Yannick? He's had another collision and he's got another time penalty. Yannick needs to be more careful out there. I don't know if he's having some issues with that car, but he needs to be more careful. So, Fragile Dark and Wolfbane are back onto the pit, onto the hards. There you go. And yeah, I'm checking the standings now. James Cruz has also got a penalty. These drivers need to be more careful under the safety car conditions. And there's Shadow Hunter going off the track. He's lagging quite a bit. So everyone then lining up on the grid. So yeah, these 19 points of gap between Kimi and Yannick could be rising, and Raikkonen with a win, and with Kimi in 7th. If he had the fastest lap, he would close the championship gap to, let me do the countings, 41 points, so he'd be rather close if it stayed in like this. And Kimi also, props out to him, he made a lightning start, going from the disqualification unqualified to 7th. So he's doing rather well. Okay, so now Wolfbane has got a penalty, so safety cars coming in this lap. And oh dear, look at these penalties. The game there giving penalties to everybody. Now Metrox has got a penalty. We saw somebody getting a penalty for collision with Yannick. Looks to be Fragile Dark. And we see the leaders right now. Raikkonen, when is he going to go? Is the safety car in the pits? Yes, it is. So Raikkonen backing off the pack. King Kiski and Shadow Hunter then swapping positions. Fragile Dark has got another penalty for a collision. And Raikkonen then out of the final chicane. He's still backing off the drivers. And he's backed off the drivers a little too much. And for a little too long. King Kiski has jumped Junior. What's happened to Junior? That he has dropped down into the back, and we seem to have a collision on the back, and King Kiski's already ahead of Ftrs, Steven right behind, and everyone apparently going out cleanly. And cutting a corner there was Shadow Hunter. Hybrid Snorlax has a penalty, and what's happened there to Junior? And oh there, Yannick is off again. Yannick is off again. The big crash in the back. Is that going to be... Oh, Yannick is retired. Disaster for the Racing Point. That's 2 crashes and 4 races without scoring points. And Manuel Antunes has left the session. And what was that? And there were many collisions out there with Yannick. You see him complaining out there on the stream chat. Metrox retiring, safety car deployed again. And we knew Belgium was going to be a tricky race, but not like this. So just a second out here, I'm gonna see if everyone's going to pit. So Riker is into the pits. Kiski stays out. Ftrs staying out as well. Steven going into the pits. The mess. Shadowhunter, Kimmy into the pits. Snorlax Jr. Sandman into the pits. James. And Riker then. The pit strategy in mind has worked. So, Kimmy has pitted and come out at the same position he was before. And yes, this race has been quite a mess. And so safety car deployed again. Going to wait until everyone comes across the line to see. So here he comes then. King Kiski now on the lead from Ftrs. The mess, Hybrid Snorlax Jr., Raikiri, Kimmy, Steven, Sandman, Shadowhunter, and James Cruz. So we're going to wait until Fragile Dark catches up. Oh, Fragile Dark's into the wall. On the safety car conditions, he's gone off. Jin is into the pits for front wing change. And wow, Fragile Dark, if he comes into the pits again, he's not going to catch up to the pack. And yeah, it's gonna be tight for him to catch up. And Manel has come back onto the race. So safety cars should be coming in. And yeah, safety car is in this lap. So here they come then. Skinkiski going to back off the pack before the safety car. He's too close to the safety car. He's way too close to the safety car. And he is backing off out again. Shadowhunter's got a penalty for exceeding track limits. He's probably wanting to avoid someone, so that penalty could well be removed. As we go racing again, Kiski from Ftrs, from Mares, from Snorlax, then Riker doing a move on Snorlax, Kimmy up into 6th, and Steven, Sandman, Shadowhunter, James Cruz, Manel, Wolfbane Jr. and Fragile Dark completing the grid, and there's Riker doing a move and no rouge on Hybrid Snorlax. What a brilliant move. And Kimmy's fall off, and Shadowhunter's into the wall. He's lost part of his front wing, he's into the wall, and Ftrs has got past King Kiski on the slipstream on the Camel Straight. Ftrs flies past the Ferrari, moves up into P1, and there's rain already falling on the track. This is lap 7, and you can see some rain falling on the camera. So this will be tricky for the driver's strategy. As you see, there is some drops. Not enough for the intermediates, I believe, yet. So Ftrs has some time to jump away before the round of pit stops. And yeah, those who pitted before may be in serious trouble now. Rikery could have thrown away a victory on that pit. So Rikery, everyone that pitted is not in a good position. Steven went past Kimmy on the last time around. Nobody's coming into the pits yet, so yeah, it's not good for intermediates yet. However, I won't be surprised if we see somebody do a gamble. But we haven't. And apparently Shadowhunter's going to do a gamble. And there's Steven going past Hybrid Snorlax. He goes up into 5th position. Steven on a very good race on his debut indeed. Very surprising. Did not expect him to be up there in P5 and running all the way in the front. Oh, Hybrid Snorlax, he's out of the race. Virtual safety car has been deployed. Shadowhunter's also retired. And there is Hybrid Snorlax lying on the wall. And those rainy conditions would sure get someone out of the track. And this is very tricky for the drivers. Now, would you come in or would you stay out? And apparently the virtual safety car has ended, and yes it did. So Ftrs has nearly a 1 second gap. He's gonna cut Kiski's DRS before it gets deactivated by the game. So, and Rikery's going for a move at Mess. This is for 3rd position. Mess on the hard tires, Rikery in the mediums. Mess stays ahead for the time being, but this is going to be tricky. There's a yellow flag. There's Wolfbane spun a poo on. He's gone off the track to avoid a further collision, and he's come back still in 11th. And Ftrs then quite a lead already from Kiski. Nobody into the pits yet, so it's still not good for the intermediate tires. And DRS is disabled. DRS has been disabled as I've seen. So I would not be surprised to see somebody coming into the pits. And gonna scroll down here to see. No, I can't see that. There are some guys who did 4 stops already, Wolfbane, nobody's coming to the pits yet. Or James Cruz is coming. James Cruz is coming in. So he's gonna put the intermediates already, and I do think it is time for the intermediates. Everyone making the Rouge clean, and oh, Kimmy's off the track. And when coming back onto the track, he's 7th, just out of Manel. And whoa, what's happened? Did he make contact with Steven? He may have just made contact with the Ferrari driver. Manel and Tunes is going past round the outside, and Manel just seems to have more grip than the McLaren. Kimmy's been really careful in these conditions, and there's James Cruz on the intermediate tyres. I wonder if that is going to fit for the rest of the race, and I wonder if the rain will stop soon. So let's see how he does the Rouge, because they're really careful still. And yeah, we didn't see that, but Raikkonen is ahead of Max already in P3, and he's already built a 1 second gap to the racing point. And is Ftrs gonna come into the pits? No, he hasn't. And oh, Kinkiski's got a 10-second penalty. Max has also got the same 10-second penalty. Stevens into the pits, that's a gamble. Manel is into the pits, but Manel's gonna get a penalty for that. He's cut the white line. Therefore, oh, Sandman's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. What a disaster for Sandman Ski. He could be well on the points there, but he has made contact with the inside wall down towards the pit lane. And Junior then comes back on track. Steven, I wonder what if Steven is having some grip. I'm gonna put the gap to the leader here, but Steven really doesn't have. Oh, someone's in the wall. That's Manel and Tunes. Oh, and he's nearly taken out Junior. That was dangerous by Manel. And we see the gap to the leader here, 26.6 between Steven and Ftrs. 26.3, and we're going to keep watching that delta between these two drivers. And I do think Steven stopped on the exact correct time, and everyone behind him. So Steven is one to watch out this race. So 25.5, he holds onto that car out to Pujon brilliantly, makes it not spinning around. Kimmy 29.5 from Ftrs, and there's James Cruz into the wall at the hairpin, and he's having no grip at all. Ftrs has stayed out. I wonder if Ftrs and Raikkonen's in the pits. Massa's coming in the pits as well, so I wonder if Ftrs and Kiski are... Oh, has Kiski gone off? He's lost some time. I wonder if Ftrs and Kiski are waiting for the rain to fall to stop, so they can stay on these tires for long. But Ftrs is soft, so not gonna go long. So I would say Steven is on prime position to win this race. He's quite ahead of Raikkonen. Kimi very close to the Williams, and Mess coming back out in 6th position, Junior in 7th, and everyone that pitted earlier has got the edge. So look at that, Steven is already 21.2 behind Ftrs. Steven's going to come out in the lead easily if he does not get passed by Raikkonen before that. So I do think Steven did a masterful choice on when to pit for fresh tyres. So that is very slippery indeed, and I wonder why these drivers still on the track. They're just bystanders here on these dry compound tires, and I don't think that's going to work out for them. Look at King Kiski, how slow is he going? He's had no grip at all on these tires. Steven flies past him, Riker goes past as well. Next up is Kimi, and Ftrs, if he does not come into the pits, he is going to be on a bad situation. He does not. So Ftrs not in the pits, stays out. 12 seconds is the gap. Now, is Ftrs going to be able to stay ahead of this lap? It's going to be tricky. Kimi and Mess fly. Oh, Kiski. Kiski has indeed gone off. Now he's into the pits. He's seen that he's done the bad strategy out here, and this is not going to be another win for Kiski. He's into the pits, going to go from the intermediates, and coming out, he's going to come out 8th. So, oh, Riker goes past Steven. That's a decisive move. It could be a decisive move for the race. Yellow flag in sector 1. Oh, Mess is off. Manages to keep it going. Everything seems good with his front wing. So he's been able to save it out of Eau Rouge. Now, how is Ftrs still on track and not going off? So it's a good question. And oh, Steven has got back past Riker. Wonder if Riker did a mistake. Steven is back past the Williams. Back into the lead of the race. Provisionally goes the Ferrari. And King Kiski now. Oh, he's put another set of dries. Kiski's put another set of dries. You see Riker goes past Steven for the provisional lead of the race. And Ftrs, are you going to come in this lap? You need to. He's going to come out in 6th if he does so. But he needs to come in. I don't see any signs of this rain stopping. Ftrs desperately needs to come in. And he is indeed coming in. He's done the bad strategy out here, as well as King Kiski. That's a shame for Ftrs. He's into the pits. And there's a yellow flag in sector 2 and 3. Is that Kiski? Yeah, Kiski's going very slowly because he fit another set of dries. And oh, Ftrs has done the same. Ftrs has done the same. He's put another set of dries on. Look at that. They've put dries on again. Did Ftrs forget to change the tires? And oh, someone went off. Mess again. Now he's lost that front wing. The left side pod is completely damaged. And Kimi goes past Steven. This for P2. Kiski has retired from the session. And Mess is retired as well. He could bring out the safety car. Now that means James and Fragile Dark are going to be in the points. Wolfbane then up into 6th. Manel is going up into 7th. Fragile Dark in 8th. James Cruz in 9th. And there's King Kiski. He's out of the race. Mess went off twice. And oh, Ftrs! Ftrs is off of Bohan! Ftrs is out of the race! What's happened there? The Mercedes is off at his first race. That is a shame for Kiski and Freeze. And there's a virtual safety car deployed. Now... So... Kimi, from a disqualification, has moved up into second. And DRS is enabled again. Yeah, so Manel is into the pits. He's done a good strategy. If there's a safety car and you can catch up to the front runners, because he's going to fit out the dries. Oh, that is disastrous for Freeze. And Manel fits on the mediums. I do think the softs can go to the end. I haven't seen the situation of penalties between Riker and Kimi. Doubt they have many. Kimi has only one warning. Same for Riker. Riker is into the pits. Steven has 2 warnings. Junior 2 warnings as well. I'm sorry. Wolfbane 16. Manel has 5. Fragile Dark has 12. Whoa! Fragile Dark has put on 7 sets of tires. And oh, Riker changed the front wing. Kimi's out ahead of him. Steven's out ahead of him. Wolfbane retired. Oh, Wolfbane crashed. At Pearl, Wolfbane crashed at Blanchimont. Virtual safety car has been deployed. And Sam going off. He was in the points guaranteedly. And why is Junior still on the intermediates out here? Kimi on the softs. Steven on the mediums. And we're not going to have many finishes. Junior's still in the intermediates. He needs to come in for dries, and that's what he's doing. Steven up into second, Kimi in third.
7 pilots.
So Kimi first place, 2.2 ahead of Steven. Neither of those have penalty. Oh, and it's just for me to say, Steven has got a 3-second penalty. Riker has none still. Then Junior has come back in P4. Manel in P5. Fragile Dark is in P6. 7 pit stops. He's done 7 pit stops already for change tires, change of conditions. Manel has done the fastest lap of the race. It's at a 1:48.0. And Riker really close to Steven. Steven has let him pass. Steven has let Riker go through. Up into second goes the Williams. And yeah, Steven did not really have anything to lose, as he already has a penalty. So Kimi could be on a disqualification from 14th to 1st in a brilliant drive here. But Raikkonen is coming very fast indeed. 2.5 seconds separating them. Kimi does the fast lap now. Raikkonen goes out and beats it at 1:46.1. Fastest lap of the race. That's 6/10 better than Kimi's lap. So 2.7 seconds separating them. Steven 3.1. Steven has a distance to Junior still. Now is James Cruz 1 lap down, and he's in medium tires as well, and the softs do make it to the end on Kimi and Raikkonen. Let's see the gap, 2.6 seconds, and I do think it's been quite stable at the moment. Raikkonen, if he wants to win, he's gonna have to push a lot out of that car to close up to the McLaren. Now Steven going slower than Raikkonen. Of course he's in the mediums, so he is going to be slower. And then Junior is still a distance behind the other runners. Still 18 seconds behind Steven. He's not going to gain another position only if someone bins it, right? So there's a yellow flag in sector 2, and who's that for? Nobody really. And 2.4 seconds still separating them. Raikkonen is closing up, but not enough. 30.8 in the first sector. Did not pay attention to what Kimi did. So who is going faster out of these? 2.5 seconds still separating them. Steven has dropped out of DRS range. Junior's got a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. That's a very easy corner to cut, so understandable. The yellow's in sector 1 now. That's the Alpha James Cruz off the track. He has damage to that front wing. Left side pod is gone. .1 seconds. Raikkonen is closing up to Kimi. 2.1. How is it going to be? 4 laps to go, no penalties included between those two drivers. So Raikkonen closing up and threatening to get past Kimi. 2.3 seconds now separating them. So these 7 stops for Fragile is that's a record. Must be. So yeah, 7 pit stops, lovely. Manel's done 5 as well. That's a race with many pit stops. Now I'm remembering Wolfsbane and Monaco doing 6 pit stops in total. So 2.0 seconds separating them. Raikkonen needs a little more of a push to be able to catch up to Kimi. But he has both of them are saving ERS. 1.9 seconds. Raikkonen needs to get on the DRS range. This is the moment for the win. James Cruz is into the pits. It's 4th stop of the day. 1.5 seconds. Raikkonen's gained a lot over the straight. He's deployed a lot of his ERS. He's gone really fast on this lap. He may just beat his own fastest lap. No, he doesn't. So, Kimi 1.6. 3 laps to go. This is a fight for the end here. Raikkonen gaining a lot on the McLaren. 1.8 now. It's increasing at the moment. Kimi's having more ERS to push. She's in mode 2. But now Raikkonen puts on mode 4. He's going to go a bit fast until he runs out of ERS. So 1.9 seconds separating them. Raikkonen needs to close up 9/10 in at least 2 laps if he wants to have a go winning this race. 1.7 seconds now separating them. They're both very close indeed, one another. 1.6, 1.5. Look how they are close. Yellow flag in sector 2. That is James Cruz getting his 2nd lap of the day. Manel's into the pits again. Probably going to try to do fast lap of the race. Fragile cannot pit again for fastest lap, otherwise he's going to be lapped. But here they come then. This is the straight. They usually Raikkonen is gaining 1.3 seconds. We see at the DRS detection at the end of the straight. He's closing. He is closing. 1.2 seconds separating them. If he gets DRS, he's going to be close to them and may get a shot at the final lap. No, he has no DRS for this straight still, but he's going to want to get DRS for the other one, so he may just have a go at the end of the camel straight. But now 1.3 seconds. Kimi's got a little bit of a breathing space. Oh my god, this is very tense between those two drivers. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. And 1.5 seconds is separating them. Raikkonen has put down 3/10 on the last lap. He needs a little more. 1.6 seconds. James Cruz in Junior Spams into the pits. But there's no time to do fast lap, is there? There is, actually. So, 1.6 seconds. Raikkonen needs to close up a lot on this lap. ERS is running out. Kimi has a lot more ERS in him to push on the straights. 1.5 seconds. Kimi has been able to keep up the pace recently. Now he's done a little mistake at Puhan. He's lost some 4/10 out there to Raikkonen. 1.3. Now this is crucial. This exit is crucial to get the DRS at the end of it. I do believe Raikkonen is going to come out on the DRS range at the end of this straight. It's going to go down to the last lap between these two drivers, but I do think Raikkonen is a bit too far for a lunge at Kimi. He's less than a second So he gets DRS for this little straight, but is it going to be enough? He comes out of the bus stop chicane, has DRS to close up and try to get DRS on the next straight, but he's a little too far again. He's 1.0 seconds. He needs to get closer to Kimi. He needs a push here before the DRS detection zone, and he's not going to get it. He has not got DRS for the camel straight. So Kimi is in the best position now for the win of this race. 1.4 seconds. Steven's got another time penalty. He's dropped out of contention for this race for quite long now. Manel is probably shooting out for the fastest lap, and there's Kimi on the last lap of this Grand Prix. 1.4 seconds. Raikkonen is still counting on a mistake from the McLaren. They've still got no penalties, have they? Raikkonen, 1 warning. Kimi, 2 warnings. Kimi needs to be extremely careful on this last lap to not get the last one. Here they come then, round the second sector, finishing it through Fang, and up to Stavolo they're gonna go. 1.3 seconds. Kimi started in 14th, had a collision with Hybrid Snorlax in qualifying, and was disqualified for blocking the pit lane. That may just be his moment there for redemption. Manel does the fastest lap of the race. He comes up towards Blanchimont, 1.1 gap to Raikkonen, and round the bus stop chicane. Coming out of it, he's going to see the checkered flag. From 14th on the grid, Kimi has won the Belgium Grand Prix and is extending his lead even further. Kimi wins in Belgium in style, climbing 13 places on the race. Raikkonen comes up into second. Steven in third, his first podium just after his debut. What a comeback from Raikkonen. Now Junior needs to do the fastest lap of the race here. What a race we've had here in Belgium. Quite a chaotic race. In the end, it's Kimi taking the crown. Junior does the fastest lap of the race. That's a bonus point. Manel then, 6 pit stops, is going to come across in P5 to gain 10 points for this championship. Comes out, oh, a little bit of a wheel spin there. Comes home in 14th. 14th, oh, I'm sorry. 14th, I was thinking about Kimi starting 14th. And there's Fragile Dark, 7 pit stops. Will come in 6th place, nearly a lap down to be the final car running. James Cruz finishing 7th, a lap down. Oh my god, that was a race, huh? Not many finishes. And yes, your predictions were right, Jacob. Kimi brings it to the top from 14th on the grid. A huge drive from the Uruguayan and beautiful for so the podium celebrations for Kimi. It's a win for him. It's a podium for Raikkonen and a podium for Steven on his debut. So here are the full results of this race. Wow, what a race we've had. Kimi first, Raikkonen, Steven, Junior, Manel, Fragile Dark, then James Cruz, Wolfbane, Freeze, Mess in P10, Kiski, Snorlax, Shadow Hunter, Matrox, Jan and Sandman, all retired from Wolfbane below. And I wonder what lap did Wolfbane retire on. Let me see. Now, it was lap 14. He's not going to get points for today, so that's tricky for him. But thank you for watching this race. We hope you were entertained all the way along, and we'll see you again for the next round in Monza next week. We'll see you then. We hope you stay fine. Goodbye.